Part 2. Still June 19th. I decided to go back and meditate some more. So I don't know what this means. I wanted to get back in that space because I was reflecting on what I just saw. And I mentioned that I was thinking about the energies and just the people in my life and the feeling that I would get, specifically with one person in mind. And I remember when I would think about this person, I remember the gold, like the radiating gold light from the top. So I was just being thrown off. I was just being thrown off with this cycle, the yin yang, right? Like this completion almost. But then trying to make sense of the other experiences that I had. Specifically when I would think about this other person and the good feeling that I would get and the radiating light. So I was just like, well then what did that mean? What was that in that moment? And just looking at the similarities and the differences between me and that person from my past, and then me and this fire sign, this new fire sign. So I was thinking of us three. Threes. I was thinking of just like, in the sense of like, just trying to figure it out. Like, why? And then when that happened, I kid you not, like the purple just became brighter. And it was like the waves intensified. The waves just intensified. It was back to the purple. Like I kind of tapped in really quick, and then it was strong purple, like a bright, like a really pretty purple. Like I hadn't seen this bright purple in a long time. It was still dark, but not like the dark. It was like a bright purple. I don't know, it was like my little pillow, but it was bright purple from the bottom going up, and the waves intensifying. And then there was another, it was like threes. Like it was like, now it was from 3 parts. It was 3. It wasn't just 2, it was 3. All kind of like interlocking almost. That's what I saw. Because I was just like, how is it possible? It's just this feeling of home. This feeling of home. It's been on my mind today because I was like, I was thinking about this feeling of home. And with this person from my past, it felt like home. That's what it felt like. But then I even thought about this other person in my past. And I'm like, well, that felt like home to a certain degree. It was different. I don't know if I needed that experience to know what the feeling of home would feel like. So I think that's why I'm trying to. So anyways, it was intensifying. The color intensified, and then I even saw like the profiles. it was just intensified. That's all that it was. It was just intensified, but it was clear that it was like 3. And just it interlocking almost. And I was like, like, is that, am I wanting to see that? Is that what's really happening? And then I see a circle. I see the cycle. I don't remember if it came from the top or the bottom. No, it started off with the push from the left to the right, because I remember I was stuck on this, like the sand tray, right? Left to right, because what was before the 2 fishies, it was they each started on each side and then went like this. And so when, I mean, I saw myself, so it's backwards. So for me, it's, this is my left. It's going like this. So on the right top, the top, like if we were to separate it, the top was starting from the right to the left, and the bottom was starting from the left to the right, and they were in sync, right, initially. But then when I started thinking of all 3 of us, in terms of just, I mean, it wasn't just thinking about like, oh, you know, 3, no. I was thinking of just the similarities and the different, like just trying to like make sense of this feeling of home with this other person. And I don't know the feeling that I'm getting with this new fire sign, because we've only been in each other's presence once. And it was very much, I mean, I remember when I got closer to him at the market, there was a spark. I do remember that. But I just thought, I mean, I wasn't looking for anything, right? And I wasn't looking for anything aside from, I mean, I was just connecting with the person. That's how where my mindset was. Like, I wasn't looking for anything. I was just connecting with him. And he was being, I mean, Hannah noticed it. She's just like, he's flirting. I'm just like, no. But mind you, I don't know how to date. I don't know. I don't know, right? Sometimes I'm a little too naive, gullible, nice. Because I even noticed it too. I even noticed it when we went dancing 2 nights ago. Like, there was this guy. I was just really friendly with everybody. But I got the sense that I was a little too friendly. In the sense of like, I mean, I was really being genuine, friendly. I wasn't being like mean, or I tried not to be. But I could sense that the other girls, like even Hannah, she's just like no, like, we don't fall for it. Basically, that's what she's just like, no. So we had a couple situations where like one guy came in. Okay, so at this place, No Vacancy, there's this photo booth. Really cool. Yes. Oh, I said I was going to show it. Oh, it looks so much fun. Yeah. So we got like pictures, and there was a photo booth and it's free pictures. I didn't know they were free. So we just went in because I had seen it, and it had like the old school telephone sign, and I was like, I want to go in there. I've seen people in there, and they were insecure. I'm like, I'm just gonna go in and see what it is. So I went inside, and then they followed me, and then I'm like, it's a photo booth. So then we just started taking pictures. This guy comes in, young kid. He's young. And he's like, can I come in? Can I take a picture? I'm like, sure, you know, like, I'm like, whatever, you know, not thinking much of it. But I could see Hannah, this lovely lady, just like, like, Yumi, what are you doing? Why are you inviting a complete stranger? But, you know, like, you never know. Like, it could be someone nice. I think I give people the benefit of the doubt a little too much. And so I'm not sure. And you know, I figure, I'm like, let's introduce ourselves. So I'm like, you know, what's your name? And I'm like, trying to make a connection, right? In the sense of like, who are you? So he tells me, he tells us his name, and then I kind of leave it really up to the girls, right? In terms of if they want to share their true name. Like, I was getting a feel for just how to navigate this thing. Like, I'm always very honest, right? Very, like, transparent. I'll tell you my name. I'll tell you what I do. Like, I have nothing to hide. And I know, but I also have my alter ego, right? I have Monica, my fake name that I use usually at Starbucks or when I'm ordering food so that people don't butcher my name. But I've never really used it as a, you know, when I introduce myself to someone, I've never really used it as that, like, as a way to, like, lie to them, you know, or not, I don't think I've ever done that. I just, no, like, I don't feel the need to. I don't feel the need to lie about my name to someone who I'm connecting with, right? Starbucks people, you know, it's only a one-time interaction. But anyway, so I really leave it up to the girls because I don't know how they do them in this type of setting, right? I'm still trying to figure out how I do me in that kind of setting. So this guy comes in and I'm like, what's your name? Tells us his name. I tell him my name and I kind of leave it up to the girls to share, I think. And he's like, I can come in? I'm sure, why not? Join us in the picture, right? I don't think they appreciated that. So they kind of took off. I was like, okay, they took off, whatever. Or was that before? Or was that after he offered? No, I think it was after. Because then he said, oh, well, I'll take a picture of you guys if for a kiss. So that's when they left. They're like, they left. And I was still trying, I was in the process of putting my name, because so you can get an email of the pictures. You can get an email of the pictures. So I was typing that up and then I deleted it. And then he comes in and I can see them leaving and I was just like, yeah. So then he's like, where are you guys going or something? And then I pat him on the thing and I say his name and I'm like, buddy, you blew it with that last comment. You blew it. And then just to, you know, let him know. And then he's like, what? And then I'm just like, yeah, you were doing so well, just being nice. And then you blew it with that last comment. And then he's just like, I think he was trying to, I guess flirt with me or get a kiss from me or something like that. And I'm like, buddy, I'm too old for you. That's what I told him. I'm like, I'm too old for you. And he's all, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, trust me, I am. He looked young. He looked like a baby. He had a baby face. I'm like, trust me, I'm too old for you. No. Like, I'm already telling him, like, it ain't gonna happen. And I felt bad. Because there was like, you know, it's a rejection. It's a rejection. And then we were dancing and he actually tried to approach us again and he would look at me and then he turned away, but then he came back and it was us three. And I think he wanted to talk to Hannah while looking at me for whatever reason, but Hannah just wasn't having it. And she was just like literally like used her body to like block him off. And I kind of felt bad. Because I'm like, what if he's trying to figure it out, right? Like what he did wrong and stuff like that. But you know, this is a new world for me. I'm just letting things flow and I'm just paying attention. And then there's other people. I mean, everyone seemed, for the most part, nice. We had another conversation with a couple of guys. They had, the tall guy had complimented us on our dancing, and he said, you guys, you know, I really like watching you guys dance. Well, thank you. And you know, that was it. Like he was more it was a different energy, right? he wasn't very like encimoso, you know, like, or already asking for a kiss or anything like that. Like, he was just like making an observation. And then later on, we stepped outside because we would do breaks because we were sweating. We should go outside, and then they were there. These couple of guys, and we started chatting, and I'm like making connections. Like, it just comes out. Like, I'm just like, hey, you know, and no, well, he started. He's like, hey guys, and you know, getting complimenting our dancing, and I'm like, thank you. And then the girls were just like uneasy about starting conversations, but I was like chatting away. And then so he introduces himself. I give him my name, right? Like, oh, and yeah. So then so then there's something else that attracted their attention, and we're just kind of like paying attention. You know, I'm paying attention to the interactions, right? And then the girls kind of come down the steps because we were on the steps talking. And then I'm talking to his other friend who apparently got 2 gigs. They're both actors, and they met in acting school, and they were celebrating his friend because he got a couple parts in some FX TV shows, which I thought were great. And I'm celebrating. I'm like, hey, congratulations, right? And just being genuine about it. And then we start talking, and you know, we start talking about COVID, and it seems like he went through a spiritual awakening, this actor, and I'm just like, yeah, and just making comments about, I mean, I didn't share much about me, but just general, right? Stuff about connectedness, and it just resonated, and it was a really nice conversation with this actor, and he made nice comments to me, like, oh, you have a really lovely smile, I really like your dress and your dancing moves. And I'm just like, well, thank you, you know. And just it was really nice. It was just a very lovely conversation. And I don't know what other conversation they had with the other taller guy, but you know, I was enjoying myself. But then oh, they heard a song, they wanted to go, and so I'm like, yeah, guys, go enjoy yourselves. And then yeah. And so anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, just because I'm learning, right? I'm learning how to read people in different environments, especially a bar, club, dancing scene. One, because I can probably count the number of times I went dancing in college, and it was like Florentine Gardens. I was talking to Mr. Bumble about that. I was like, I didn't go dancing very much. I can probably count the number of times that I went dancing, because I was working four part-time jobs, going to school full-time. Like, I didn't really have time to do the whole college scene. I didn't. I was stuck on my one relationship and my close friends at the time, and that's what I stuck to. I didn't really branch out undergrad. So the whole, you know, parties, like, I didn't do that. I was focused on, you know, getting a good job, finishing my degree, getting a good job, becoming stable for myself, and for my family. Really, it was really for my family. So I didn't really, you know, learn how to date or read other people, or I mean, I was just being me. And it's just like, you're chatty. You're talking to everybody. I'm like, I was just trying to, you know, I'm like, because you never know. You never know who you meet. You really don't. Until you open yourself up, right? You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what connections you're going to make. You never know if it's going to be something that transforms your life. You never know. But it's also both ways, right? You still got to be cautious. Why was I talking about this? Why was I talking about this? Oh, when I first met this fire sign. So I mean, I felt that spark. I did feel like a quick spark, but I dismissed it because I was on mode, right, at the market. And yeah. So anyways, so I've only been in his presence once, and then it was a Zoom date which was really great. Like I was left feeling like, whoa, like that. Like, whoa, what's that all about? And most of our interactions have been just leaving messages to each other using the WhatsApp, like just learning about each other. And we're both chatty and just, well, I'm more chatty, but you know, I'm hearing his thoughts, I'm hearing his feelings, I'm hearing him express himself. So I guess I'll find out in a couple days what physical feeling I get when I'm near him. I wonder. But it did intensify. That's all I remember. It just, when I had thought of them both, to try to make, it was literally just to try to make sense of the experiences. It was just intensifying. And it was coming from all areas. And yeah. Oh, and then there was the left to right motion was coming really strong. And then it was like this whole cycle also incomplete. Like it was that felt more like the cycle completing, or not necessarily going around. And it was a strong push from left to right. But I have no more minutes left of recording time. Just bleeping, so I just end it there for now. So I might not, because it's 21 minutes. This might be a separate video. We'll see. All right, bye. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and